All right, this is Chris the Idaho Painter here on Paint Live TV. Today is day 3 on painting an exterior solo, small and alone. I was going to try to do this thing in 2 days, and because of weather conditions, today is noon and I'm just getting started here. It's really cold in the morning. It's getting dark early in the evening times because we're at the end of the season. So I've got limited opportunity, but I think I'm just about done with this house now. I got a few more things to do on the trim and I'll be done. A total of, I think it's been 19 hours to paint this house alone, about 1,100 square feet, not including the garage. A little bit this side was kind of complicated. Anyways, we're out here doing it. We're getting it done. Doing the final touch-ups, going to be doing touching up, cleaning up, blowing leaves, paint chips off the ground and stuff like that, getting it all tidied up for the customer. So if you want to see this day 3, what it looks like, stay tuned for some really cool drone footage of the entire view of this house now that it's done. 2 colors, gray and white. The other 2 parts, part 1 and part 2, you can go back and check that out because you're kind of seeing things out of sequence. This is day 3. So go back and see day 1 and 2 after you've watched day 3. So this is my final hour basically working here. It's just a matter of getting the last, I got 2 gables. I got this gable trim to do up here. And then I got 1 other gable trim to do, and that should be, like I say, about an hour and I'll be done. Then we're just got a lot of the cleanup done yesterday, so I don't have to do it today. But right now I've got to get up here on this gable. I've got to lean a ladder up on the side of the house, and this is kind of just a handy little trick. If you lean your ladder with the rubber boots up on the house, the rubber boots could tack to the paint, especially if I sprayed the body today. It's been 2 days since I've actually sprayed that right there, so it probably wouldn't tack. But if you just put plastic on your roof boots here, or not roof boots but your ladder boots, they will not tack to the house. And the letter printing, you don't want the letter printing on the plastic exposed, otherwise the letter printing could actually come off on the house. So I'm just gonna put some plastic on these roof boots here. I keep saying roof boots, but they're ladder boots. The wind, kind of fighting the wind here a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything perfect. So just gonna wrap this up around here. And any plastic will work. It's just convenient. I have some plastic masker with me. And I just put this plastic on. I usually put new plastic on every job that I do. The last thing you want is your nice paint job and the ladder boot. When you move your ladder, it peeling the paint off, because then it just creates a touch-up to do, which isn't necessarily all that bad. It's just more work. It's got tape and plastic on it. It's not going to tack to the paint. Numbers inside. I got self-leveling ladder feet, which are absolutely amazing. If you got extension ladders, I always have at least 1 ladder that has self-leveling feet on them, because there's always going to be a situation where your surface isn't level and you're going to be trying to grab a rock or a stick or something to try to level your ladder. Those self-leveling feet, simple, easy to use. They're made by Werner, and it takes about an hour to install them. I got a video on how to install those things. There's other types of levelers out there where you got to move a pin or something, which is just takes more time. The self-leveling ones are by far the best, easy to use. Does make the ladder a little bit heavier, so you got to be aware of that if you're not very strong carrying ladders. But it's probably another 20 pounds or so to the ladder, but it's well worth it. So I'm just hand doing fascia. Once again, I always get people asking me, why not spray the fascia like you're spraying the body of the house? And it's gonna look nicer, last longer if you actually hand brush and roll it, get better penetration, adhesion, the body of the house. If there's places that need better penetration, adhesion, or back rolling, I always back roll it before I do the painting or the spraying. Sometimes I paint the drip metal. It all depends. Like if this fascia is going to be black and I had a black roof, I would actually, and it's white underneath here, I'd want to get that paint underneath that fascia, and I would actually spray the drip metal black, and then I would turn around and do the fascia, hand do the fascia. But because if you use like a 208 tip and spray this metal black, the edge of the roof is black, you won't even see any flat or any overspray on that edge of the roof. And if you shoot it up at an angle, the overspray will go up in the air, it'll dry before it actually hits the roof, lands on the roof. So it's a technique that we use to paint drip metal. You gotta just take your time, get your brush. It's like doing interior cut-ins. Get the tips of your brush up underneath that metal, flatten out your bristles so you don't get paint on the drip metal like somebody has already done previously. They weren't flattening their bristles out flat enough to get them up inside there. When you got dark drip metal white fascia, it really shows up really bad. One of the drawbacks of fall, bucket full of leaves. It's always good to keep your buckets that you're not using lids on them in fall. Otherwise, you're going to have all kinds of leaves in your paint. That's never fun to deal with. One of the things I'm looking for when it comes to an exterior paint is how it sprays. And, a lot of do-it-yourself paints, when you spray them, they run really easy. So from a professional term standpoint, we say the paint doesn't hang very well if it runs really easy. And this paint, I put it on, it's pretty heavy, brushing, rolling, and spraying, and I haven't got any runs. So it hangs incredibly well, and I've sprayed it on, pretty dang thick, and it's hanging really well. And another thing, the product itself, it says it's a one coat coverage paint, but from a professional painter standpoint, I never believe that until I actually test it myself, because it's we're just accustomed to doing two coats, because a professional painter typically is going to two coat their jobs to just make sure it's covered 100%. And you got to say, this coat, the front door, if I wanted to shoot it in just one coat, the front door is a vibrant blue, which we can show you what it is. It was unbelievable how it covered, and I was extremely shocked. I did spray two coats just to ensure that it had good mill thickness, and then that it ensured that it was covered 100%, and it was sprayed out nice, looked amazing, and it's borderline one coat. This gray was definitely the body of the house covered in one coat. The white is It's definitely taken over the gray. It's taking 2 coats. It's not a 1 coat coverage, but it's very, very close to a 1 coat coverage paint, the white. But when it comes to whites, I'm more particular about not the coverage, but its ability to not drip and not splatter. And so it stays on your roller or your brush without splattering. And in that respect, it's performed really, really well. I'm extremely happy with the product when it comes to that. So far, I really, really like the product, this product from PPG, the product Timeless. It's when I paint my exteriors, I will only paint exteriors with a lifetime warranty coating. If it's not a lifetime warranty coating, I'm not going to use it. And we all know, or not all of us, but you should know, no paint lasts a lifetime. It just speaks for the quality of the paint that it is. Within their range of paints, most paint companies will have, a lifetime warranty paint, a 25-year warranty paint, and down the line, and it kind of speaks to the quality of their paints, within those line of paints that they carry. So I'm only using lifetime warranty paints, only the best quality paints. And I would actually, next season, use PPG's paint, this Timeless product. I'm not sure where they actually sell it other than my local Home Depot. And I'm not sure I want to go to Home Depot to buy my paints. I'd rather go into a professional paint store on a daily basis to buy my paints. But we'll see. Maybe they're carried in another location around the Treasure Valley. It's interesting about ladders is I've used everything from 60-foot booms to small step stools, 4-foot ladders, 8-foot ladders, 12-foot ladders, 24-foot extension ladders, 30-foot ladders. And this is something that might be interesting. I've had more falls on 6-foot ladders than any other ladder that I've ever used. And partly because you get too confident, overconfident on 6-foot ladders. A couple other things I'll share about this paint also is I really like the body, the consistency of the paint. It's very smooth and it brushes really, really well. A lot of paints these days, exterior paints, dry too fast, which in some conditions, if you've got wet weather coming up, those conditions are really good. I know Kelly, I think it's Kelly Moore or Miller Paint. One of them has a paint that I've used that it dries really slow in hot weather. And then Sherwin-Williams has a product called Resilience that in wet weather, it's perfect if you got rain, with possibility of it raining that day, so depending on the conditions, you have multiple products, you could possibly use. This product right now, it's in the 60s, so temperature wise, it's pretty ideal product. Now I haven't painted it, when it's 100 degrees outside or 90 degrees, so I don't have an opinion, yet how it performs in super hot weather. Oh, well, right now in this cool weather, it's performing extremely well. There is our door. If you haven't seen the door, so I talked about the door, the vibrant blue. That is a vibrant blue, and incredibly that covered, in 1 coat over white, over pure white, which I think is just absolutely unbelievable. So sprayed out very, very well. So now I'm up here. After I've sprayed this, I realize, getting a close look at it, it really needs to be back rolled. And ideally, this back rolling, should be done first, especially if you'll be able to see it like dark colors. You'll see where you actually back rolled, if you do it after the fact. So But here's another good point about this paint. Everywhere where I've done this and it's dried, the color consistency is like spot on. You can't even see where I've back rolled, which a lot of paints, you cannot get away with that. This isn't a very dark color, so it lends itself to making it easier to do this. Now, if I was doing that front door color, you could never get away, with doing this. So you just got to look at the situation, the circumstances you're in, and, do what is right, for you at that time, that point in time. Notice what I was spraying too. I was in this area up at this peak. I was wondering what this was up here, and it was a hornet's nest, a wasp nest, just what was left of it. And I'm just gonna scrape it off with my 2-edge knife, and then brush over that, because it was weird. You're something that I could see from when I was spraying. There's a nail right there too. I'm gonna get a hammer. I usually have a hammer with me, but when I'm prepping, I'm gonna hammer that nail in. I think this, it comes to doing trim, this is the one part of painting that is just extremely enjoyable, very relaxing. It's not like super labor intensive. It's not hard, like climbing up and down the ladders, could be considered maybe labor intensive, but it's just pretty dang relaxing to just hand do trim, not have to wear a respirator and spray all day. When I was spraying this house, I was spraying all day, and you just got a respirator on, and that's never comfortable. And now you can just relax, put some headphones on if that's your thing, listen to some music or a podcast, and just start brushing and rolling trim. There's a situation right there, some uneven ground, a little bit uneven. Got myself leveling feet. Here's another thing, make sure, man, I see it time and time again, apprentices don't set their spikes when they're on dirt or grass with a ladder. You gotta have your spikes set. And I made the mistake one time having my ladder set at too great of an angle, a 24-foot ladder, and the ladder feet came out from underneath it, and I came down with the ladder. And how I survived that one without getting injured, I have no idea. I just held on to the ladder as it went down and hit the ground. And after that, never once made a mistake of setting my ladder at too great of an angle, or not having, my seat set properly. So if you're in grass, get those spikes out, or dirt. If you're on concrete, you want the pads and not the spikes. If you have the spikes out on concrete, that's not going to be good traction, and your ladder could slide. So ladder safety, extremely, extremely important. So typically, working solo, I've got 2 buckets with me. I've got my body bucket, got my trim bucket everywhere I go. That way I don't have to, if you think you're going to remember it, you probably won't. So I like to, if I see something that I think needs to be touched up, I'm going to get it right then and there. Something that should have been back rolled, that was exposed when you're spraying, just get it right then and there. There's another, I'll show you a handy little tool with this bucket I got set up. I've got a brush buddy in this, and it's a little copper gadget created by a painter. So it's another one of those for painters, by painters, little gadgets that I absolutely love and use it all the time. May get some questions. Almost every video I do that I have my tool bag with me. Get people asking me what's in my tool bag, and so just the other day I shot a video what's in my tool bag doing when I'm painting exteriors. So you can search that video out if you want to know what I carry, what type of tool bag I carry, and what's in it. It shows you every little tool that I'm carrying in there today on this job doing an exterior. So if that's something you want to know, just go to my channel, Paint Life TV, which you're here already if you're watching this video. There you have it. Our project is all complete. Day 3. So it went into day 3, about 19 hours total to complete this project. This was an amazing opportunity put together, partnered with PPG Paints using Timeless Paints, painting a World War II veteran's house. So I had the opportunity to meet him, talk to him, and see his uniform, which was absolutely incredible. The house is, I got a few things I got to do, just picking up, cleaning up. But once again, 19 hours working on this house, solo, all alone. It's about, once again, about 1,100 square feet, somewhere in that range, with an attached garage. And I got it all completed and done. If you have any questions and comments about the process that I went through doing this house, leave it in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you want to see any of my upcoming videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bang that notification bell that's next to it, goes with it. If you don't hit the notification bell, subscribing doesn't do anything. It's free, simple, and easy to do. It's a simple way to help support us here at Paint Life TV, teaching you how to paint all across the world. Hopefully we'll see you watching our next video. Out.